wearing my Light in August t-shirt because it's finally August! How is it already August? Hey there Internet, and welcome to another wrap-up video. July was a bit of a slower month for me reading-wise. I only read 7 books, which I do understand is still quite a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. On the non-fiction front, I read Mindset by Dr. Carol Dweck. This was a book talking about a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset, and depending on which one you have when you go into a task or approach life, your outcomes will generally be very different. I thought it was very interesting, but I didn't feel like it needed to be a whole book. Maybe just an article would have sufficed, but I appreciated her point. Another non-fiction book I read was Scout, Atticus, and Boo. This was on my e-reader, and it was a collection of essays basically about people and how the novel To Kill a Mockingbird impacted them or changed their lives or changed how they looked at things. I read this in anticipation for Harper Lee's new book, and I use that term loosely, Go Set a Watchman. I was really excited for it, but then especially after reading these essays of people saying they're glad she only wrote one book and the various news pieces that went into surrounding what's been going on with Harper Lee, I don't know if I'm going to read Go Set a Watchman, but it did remind me of the love I have for that great American novel. Besides those 2 books, the rest of my month was completely and utterly fiction. First off, I finished reading my Ark of Hello by my friend Lisa Weimer. Yes, she is my friend, so my opinion is biased, but I did think this was a really solid contemporary read, and no doubt I'll be doing a video once it comes closer to its release date in October, I think. So thank you, Lisa, for sending this my way. I read 2 mysteries this month. One was Bellwether Gravity, which was about a snowstorm in a hotel where a murder-suicide had happened, and now in present day 90s there is a music festival going on and various events from the past are playing into things that are happening in that present situation. I've never seen a Wes Anderson movie, but I feel like this book reminded me of every trailer for a Wes Anderson film I've ever seen. So this was for my book club. I don't know how I feel about it. I think I liked it, but it definitely wasn't my usual sort of pick, so I'm glad that I was reaching out of my comfort zone. The second mystery I read was We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. This was a book where I think because I read it back-to-back with Bellwether Gravity and there were some thematic overlaps, I wasn't so surprised by it as I know a lot of people were, but I thought it was a really interesting portrait of a family and how they interact with the world and how they interact with each other. This was a very quick read, kept the pages turning really fast, and I'm glad that I finally got around to it. And in a shocking turn of events, I'm amazed that July alone brought 2 books that I'm pretty sure are going to be on my favorite books lists for a really long time. First was The Fixer by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This was described to me back at ALA Midwinter when I got the Ark from the publisher as Scandal meets Veronica Mars, and it was so perfect in that description. I was completely sucked in. I was in a bit of a reading rut when I picked this one up. You have the world of Washington, D.C. politics meets high school, meets drama, meets all of this other family stuff, and you have all of these different people interacting with each other's lives, and at the center of it you have Tess, who really has no interest in being involved with these people, but she winds up in the middle of all of these secrets and finds that she plays a bigger role in Washington, D.C. than she ever could have expected, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. I cannot wait for book 2, and I just want everyone to read this now. And for those people who are convinced that all good young adult books have to have like some romantic aspect, this had pretty much none. Really. But there were these great friendships going on, or are they friendships? Just this book totally kept me on my toes, and I cannot wait for this series to continue. Totally thought this was a rockstar book. Another book that I thought was fantastic in a completely different way was All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. This, again, was a book I already did a review of. It won the Pulitzer Prize, and it was amazing, beautiful, lyrical, big book, short chapters. I was just mesmerized by this book. To me, this is a classic in and of its own right. I've already been recommending this book to so many people that have had it on their to-read list for a while now. It came out last year. I know it's popular with book clubs, and it should be. This has adult appeal, young adult appeal, men, women, whoever. Like, this was a very moving story to me, if you haven't caught that from my rambling. So those were the 7 books I read in July. What have you guys been reading? What did you guys think about any of these books? If you've read them or if you have thoughts on them, tell me down in comments. Let's keep the conversation going. All of my usual links are down below. Comments are always welcome, and that's it for me for now. Take care. Bye! I'm currently in between books right now, but I just got some fantastic book mail. I got Exchanged by Paul Margers, Giovanna Fletcher's latest book, Dream a Little Dream, and A Little in Love, an Ark from Scholastic, which is a YA retelling of Les Miserables from Eponine's point of view. Very excited for all of these. And if you liked what you saw here today, please like and please subscribe for more.